everybody. Welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. Yes, it is Monday, February 8th. I'm just going to talk about my weekend real quick, and then I'm going to get to my guest. You know what? Last weekend was a Tom Hanks weekend, and I spent the weekend watching Tom Hanks movies. This weekend, it was Dustin Hoffman. I watched Tootsie on Friday night, which is such a classic and made me laugh. And then Saturday night, I watched The Graduate. And of course, last night was Super Bowl Sunday, so we were watching the Super Bowl and having a good time at home where we were safe and sound. I also want to mention that last Monday was my 50th episode of Tea Time, and that was the last episode for season one. And tonight is season two, episode one, baby. And I'm here, and I'm going to introduce a legend. He's a singer, he's an actor, he's an author. Please help me welcome Bobby Rydell. Hi, Bobby. How are
How you
you?
doing? How you doing, Teresa?
I'm great that you're here with
Well, thank you. Thank
my
you for
first.
having me. Thank you very much.
Listen, it's my honor and my pleasure, and I am blessed that you're here. I want to say really quick good evening to Alexis Tandant, my friend, who says she's so excited, and Bruno and Susan. Everyone's on, and I'm so glad you're here to spend this time with me for my first show in season two. Bobby, you've been performing the last 6 decades and counting. A lot of people don't know, and me, doing my research on you, you actually started your career at 9 years old playing drums. Is that true?
No, well, actually, it was even younger than that, Teresa. When I was about 7 years old, if I had any talent within me whatsoever, my father used to take me around to nightclubs when I was 7 years old, 8 years old, and he would ask the club owner, "Is it all right if my son got up and to sing a couple of songs and do some impersonations?" So I'm
Wow.
7, 8 years old, and I would do what I would do, and people would applaud. And I'm 7, 8 years old. I said, "My God, all I have to do is do this, and they do that. What a wonderful feeling." So basically, that was like kind of like my vaudeville at a very, very early age, which sort of got me ready for things that were going to happen later on in my life, as far as
Right.
my show business career was concerned.
Yes, and you actually are from Philly. You grew up in Philly, and you
Right.
went to Bishop High School, right?
Bishop Newman High School,
Bishop
yes.
Newman High School, yeah. And after this time where your dad put you on stage, and you get those accolades, and that the audience's response to you. I mean, I guess you got bit, right? You got bit by the show business.
At a very early age, at 7 years old, like I just said. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then you actually, at age 9, you really technically kind of like started your career. You actually auditioned for a talent show, which was a TV series, and you actually became a cast member.
Well, that was a show called the Paul Whiteman TV Teen Club. And I don't know if you remember, Teresa, but years ago, Sammy Davis Jr. recorded a record of the old song "Because of You." I don't
That
know
was
if you're
my
aware of the song "Because of You." There's a
that was
song
my
in.
parents, Bobby. That's my parents' wedding song.
Oh, you're kidding. How nice. That's
Yeah,
wonderful. What a great song.
it's
Anyway, so
wonderful.
Sammy would do one side actors doing singers, and the other side was singers doing actors. And I went on the show and I did the side of actors doing singers. So I was like James Cagney, Humphrey Bogart, Edward G. Robinson, singing Because of You.
Right.
And I won on the show, and I became a regular. I was 10 years old at the time, and
Wow.
and then at 11 years old, the show went off the air. So I was out of work at 11 years old. I didn't have a job. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. But you know what? In 1961, let's go back. You were 21 years
Okay.
old, and you were the youngest performer to ever perform at Copacabana.
That's correct. I was 19 years old. I was
And
19 years
you were
old,
19. I'm
and
sorry, I stand corrected. And then
yeah,
actually, is it true that that same year, your dad actually left his job, retired, and became your road manager?
absolutely. I took my dad out of work. Right. Yeah. I was lucky enough, and was making a good amount of money, to be able to take my dad out of work. And he traveled with me. He traveled with me to Australia, to
Oh,
Japan, Hong Kong, and my
you know,
father. The farthest he ever went was from South Philadelphia to over the Waltman Bridge to Wildwood, New Jersey. So
so
now
you
he's
be,
traveling to Australia, Hong Kong, Japan. He was all over the world with me.
he
God rest
got
his
to,
soul.
he got to see the world with you. And what touched my heart was that that's such precious memories of spending such beautiful quality time with your dad, that you'll have forever in your heart. And,
Oh, he
you
was
know,
Teresa. He was my champion. He was
yeah.
absolutely my champion.
Yeah. Well, my dad's my hero too, and my dad's going to be 86 next month. And
God,
I
oh,
always,
God bless. That's
yeah, and
wonderful.
I always joked around with him. I said, "Dad, when I make it, Dad, you got to be my manager because I really don't trust anyone. Who you can,
Absolutely,
it's your dad. You know what I mean? He's
for
my,
sure,
he's the only man on the planet Earth that never broke my heart. You know what I'm saying, Bobby?
for
So
sure. Absolutely, I know.
it would be a no-brainer. So he became your road manager, and that was in 61. You played the Copa.
Right.
Can you tell me if you were nervous at all before you hit that stage? What type of feelings did you have?
Oh God, working the Copa. Uh, I remember the Copa never had a dressing room. We used to dress at the Hotel 14. And we would get a call from a man by the name of Doug Cowdy, who was the worked the sounds and lights, and he stuttered. And he would call every night, Bob, you have okay, so on and so forth. Now, the first night, he gives me a call and he says, Bob, Mr. Podell would like, now, Jules Podell was the boss of the Copa. And he said, instead of stuttering, I'd say, Mr. Podell would like to see you in the kitchen before
Right.
you go on.
Okay.
Now, Jules Podell always sat on a stool by the cash register in the kitchen at the Copacabana. And you could eat off the floor of that particular kitchen. It was spotless.
Nice.
So I go down, I'm 19 years old, and he hollers to the help in the kitchen, Gentlemen, this is Bobby Rydell. And the whole kitchen went, yay, yay, yay. And Jules Podell had a laugh. It came out of the side of his mouth like, how do you like that, kid? I said, yeah, it's wonderful, Mr. Podell. He says, now go out there and knock them on their ass. That was my opening night. So, my opening song at that particular time was Lots of Living. And the band was playing pop, 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 pop. Ladies and gentlemen, the Copacabana is proudly present the star of our show, Bobby Rydell. Now I'm walking down. They got the red coats, the blue coats, the white coats, and they're all going, nah, go get them, Bobby, go get them. And my mom and my dad were there, and I can remember my the first 8 bars of Lots of Living. I was singing it like this. There are I was so nervous.
Oh,
But after 8 bars went by, I finally was okay. There are chicks just right for some kissing. And everything after that, was all cool and wonderful.
great. Oh my goodness. Let's move on to 1963 when you played Hugo Peabody in Bye Bye Birdie opposite Anne Margaret with Dick Van Dyke. And I actually did that show back in 1980 something at a community theater, the Marathon Jewish
Were
Center
you Kim McAfee?
in Douglaston. No, actually I wasn't.
Oh,
I wasn't. I should have been, but I wasn't. But
absolutely. You're too pretty.
I
You should
had
have
the
been Kim McAfee.
I had the poodle skirt and the
Oh,
satin
absolutely.
shoes and
Sure.
my hair up in a pony, and I loved it. I loved it. It was great. Tell me how you landed that part.
Well, I went out to the West Coast and I screen tested for George Sidney, who was the director. And matter of fact, it was Anne Margaret and I who screen tested. And basically, a screen test, they roll film. They want to see what kind of personality you have, what kind of personality you have, how you come across on screen, so on and so forth. And then Anne and I, we did, she sang One Boy, One Special Boy, and I sang One
Mhm.
Girl, One Special Girl.
Yeah.
And Mr. Sidney said, thank you ever so much. We'll be in touch. I go home to South Philadelphia. 2 weeks later, my manager calls me and says they want you for the part of Hugo Peabody. Now, I had seen the Broadway show
Oh, you
in New
did?
York. Yeah. And Hugo Peabody never sang, never had a line,
I
never
know.
danced, never did anything.
Right.
And I said, oh my God, Hugo Peabody? Anyway, to make a long story short, Mr. Sidney saw some kind of magic between Anne Margaret and myself.
Hmm.
And every day that I would go to Columbia Studios, my script got bigger and bigger and bigger as far as dialogue, singing, dancing, so on and so forth. And, I'm not a movie star. I've never, I never pretended to be a movie star. But if there was one picture to be involved with, it certainly is Bye Birdie. It's a classic such as Grease, and all of the kids in high school, they either do Grease or Bye Birdie,
Right. It's
for their
true.
plays. Yeah,
It's true.
absolutely.
It's a classic. It's a
Oh,
classic,
for sure.
and a family movie. I mean, if I have younger people watching the show tonight, which I might watch Bye Bye Birdie. It was a different time, a different era. When things were simpler back then, and it was different. It was just different. And like I told you before the show, I just always felt like I was born in the wrong era.
Well, I'll tell you what, Teresa, you're absolutely right. I mean, I was born in 1942. I'll be 79 in April, God spares.
God bless.
That was the best time in the world to be alive. Growing up in the late 40s or the early 50s. What a wonderful time to grow up. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it'll never come back, but once again, there are memories that'll be in your mind and you'll keep them forever and just
absolutely.
reflect how wonderful it was back then.
I'm paying homage to the 50s tonight by wearing my mother's necklace from the
Oh,
50s.
okay.
Everyone can see
I
that,
see
and
it.
her
Yeah.
beautiful bracelet. These are my
Uh-huh. A bracelet.
homage to my mother tonight. Listen, I want to thank everyone for watching. Hello, Marion and Grace Guadotti Matrang is watching from the Boogie Down Bronx, and my girlfriend Alexis, and of course Bruno. Everyone, please like the show. Please share the show. Start a watch party if you want. I'm with the legendary Bobby Rydell. I am so excited. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go away because we're going to have a lot more with Bobby Rydell. Stay right where you are.
Fortunato's Pizza and Restaurant is located at 719 Hawkins Avenue in Ronkonkoma. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. They do free deliveries to Ronkonkoma, Lake Ronkonkoma, Lake Grove, Center Reach, Nesconstant, Holbrook, and Selden. And they do catering for all occasions. Remember, mention tea time and get 10% off your entire order. So, Fortunato's Pizza. Move you pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're going to Coasters.
Coaster's Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun. And that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. I want to thank my sponsor, Fortunato's Pizzeria and Restaurant out in Long Island. They deliver to five towns surrounding them. If you mention Tea Time, you get 10% off your order. Their food is delicious. Their eggplant palm, the calamar, it's delicious. It's all good, people. They're garlic. And I love their saying. I love their slogan, Bobby. It's move your pizza.
What?
Fortunato's a pizza.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, all she made was tomato pie. Just tomato pie. Yeah, just tomato pie. Little, tomato and a little oregano, and that was it.
Wow.
No pepperoni, no mushrooms, none of that, none of that jazz. Just tomato pie.
Oh, that's
And
great.
I'll tell you what, it's really, really hard to find a tomato pie today that tastes good the way my grandmother made it.
It is hard, but I have to say Fortunato's uses the best ingredients. I'm not biased to them, but they really do have, the secret is in the ingredients. If you use the right ingredients.
Well, for sure.
All the difference. So I want to thank Fortunato's, and I want to thank John York from General Hospital with his kind words about me and Tea Time. And I'm excited because this is season 2, episode 1. I'm here with singer and actor and author Bobby Rydell, who I have, grown up watched Bye Bye Birdie, actually did it in community theater, and your songs and just everything about you, Bobby. I'm just so thrilled that you're here, and I want to thank everyone for watching the show. Please like it, please share it, start a watch party. Getting back to you, Philly, originally from Philly, and youngest performer to ever perform at the Copacabana, and your dad is now your road manager, which is the most beautiful, lovely thing that I read. And you in Bye Bye Birdie and Margaret. I mean, did you look in her eyes and her figure and just think, holy cow, someone pinched me?
Yeah, well, let me see. Anne was 1 year older than me when we made Bye Bye Birdie. I was 20. I believe Anne was 21. And like I said earlier, we screen tested together.
Yeah.
And Teresa, to this day, we're still really, really good friends. I'll call her every couple of months. She calls me, and the last time that I called her, and it's been a while now, was when her husband passed away, Roger Smith. And I just gave Anne my condolences. And she said, oh, Bobby, she said, thank you ever so much. But you remember how sick he was. I said, I certainly do, Anne. I just called to say, hi and wish you my condolences, for Roger Smith. But we've been friends since 1963.
And that is a beautiful thing. And there aren't too many people that can say that. And that's longer than most marriages, as you know.
For sure. Yeah. My God. Yeah, absolutely.
That's lovely.
She is such a sweetheart. She is such a wonderful person. And I'm really happy. And what an honor and a pleasure it is, to be friends for all of these years, since 1963, for God's sake.
She when I fell in love with you and her and Dick and everyone.
Oh, Janet Leigh, Paul Lynde.
Yeah, Paul Lynde. I mean, pretty much everyone in that cast. And,
we had a great cast.
Followed your career since, and Anne she seems like, I know she's a beautiful person on the outside. She seems like a beautiful person on the inside. I just caught an episode of her that she did Law and Order, and she's a great lady, and it's nice that you've continued this friendship all those years. There aren't too many people that can say that.
Oh, absolutely, sweetheart.
Very special thing. That same year in 1963, you did Wildwood Days.
Oh, recording, the recording, yeah. My grandmother had a boarding house in Wildwood, New Jersey, 232 East Montgomery Avenue, and my mom in the summertime, we would go down to Wildwood, New Jersey. And I went down to Wildwood when I was, my God, about a year old. And, Wildwood is a special place in my heart. It really is. I was born and raised in South Philadelphia. And there's an old saying, you could take the kid out of South Philadelphia, but you'd never take South Philadelphia out of the kid. And Wildwood has become like my second home. It became like the South Philadelphia. You could take Wildwood out of the kid, but you never take Wildwood, so on and so forth. And Wildwood is a very, very soft spot in my heart, and which prompted the recording company to have me record a song called Wildwood Days. And it's the national anthem of Wildwood. I mean, you walk on the boardwalk now in Wildwood, New Jersey, and every 15 minutes they're playing Wildwood Days. You say that's enough already. All right, okay, it's enough. Whoa, 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 whoa.
They actually resurrected a mural. A mural was painted for you back in 2014.
Yeah, right. It's on the boardwalk. It's on the boardwalk of Roberts Avenue and the boardwalk. But it doesn't look like me. It looks like my grandson, Tristan.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't look like me at all. It looks like my grandson.
Wow. Well, I'm sure there's a resemblance there,
A little bit. No. My oldest grandson is Robert, and Robert and I look a lot like back then. When I was old. Tristan is my grandchildren. God bless them. I love them so much. My daughter has two. My son has three. So I have five grandchildren, and they're the love of my life. They really are, absolutely.
Well, speaking about Robert, your given name is Robert Louis Rick. Say it again. Ridell.
Riddarelli.
Back in your times, they changed a lot of names. I found that a lot of performers changed their names back then. They wanted to get rid of an ethnic sounding name, no matter what you were, and give you more of a generic name. So who suggested Bobby Rydell?
My dad.
Really?
Because the nuns in school, when I went to the Epiphany Parish, my grade school, they used to call me Master Rydell, Master Rydelli. They could never pronounce Riddarelli. So it's Master Rydell, Master, So my father came up with the name when I was, coming into the show business end of it. He changed my name to Rydell.
Right.
And a lot of people don't think I'm Italian. They think I'm either Jewish or Irish or Polish or whatever. But I'm, tutto Italiano, my mother's side, my father's side.
Yes. What part of Italy were they from, your parents?
My mother's parents came from Abruzzi, Provincia di Campobasso. And my father's side came from Marchi, which was on the east coast of Italy, right off of the Adriatic Sea, and a province called Provincia di Pesaro.
My family, I'm 100% Sicilian, and my family's...
Oh, watch out. Maronna, whoa.
My family's from and Catania. Yeah, well, I was blonde when I was born. I was blonde, blonde.
There's no blonde Sicilians.
But I was blonde when I was born, Bobby, and growing up, everyone thought I was Irish, Polish, Jewish, German. They never thought I was Italian either.
No, a blonde Sicilian, you don't see too many blonde Sicilians. Yeah.
And my mother, when she was born, was platinum. She was platinum blonde.
Is your mother Sicilian too?
Yes, both my parents.
And your dad Sicilian?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay.
Wild, crazy, wild. Anyway, getting back to you. So Bye Birdie, and then Wildwood, we're talking about Jersey and how they made this mural. And so you were saying that your dad changed the name, which was very smart. Think about it. I mean, really, that was like, he was ahead of the game, definitely ahead of the game. In 1964, you were well before 1964, you were with Cameo Parkway Records, but in '64 you left them and you signed with Capitol Records, right?
Correct. Yes.
And
Yes,
I'm,
that's
I'm
correct.
assuming that was a move. I'm assuming that you and your dad
Well,
discussed and
there was a gentleman by the name of Alan Klein on a label called Abco, and he bought all of the original Cameo masters. So I knew that at around 1964, my recording career with Cameo was over. So we made the move to Capitol. And
right.
I never really had any major records with Capitol, but I recorded some good tunes. I recorded some really good tunes with Capitol, and nothing happened with Capitol. And then after Capitol, Mr. Sinatra wanted me to sign with Reprise, and I said, "How much do you want, Mr. S? You know, how much do you want me to give you to sign with your label?" And Sinatra and I go back a lot of years. When I was 19 years old, I first met him at the Copacabana,
That's
and
what
he
I
was
was going to
absolutely,
my next question. Yeah.
yeah. And all right, so I went with Reprise, and I remember in the studio. I was recording a song called "The Lovin' Things," and on the date, playing guitar was Glenn Campbell.
Mm,
And the song was, it's the loving things you do that make me feel so yada yada yada. And Glenn Campbell turned to me and said, "Bobby, looks like you're back on the charts again." Well, nothing ever happened. The Grassroots covered it, and they had the hit, "The Loving
wow.
Things." And then the second song I recorded on Reprise was "The River is Wide." The river is wide, the ocean gets longer. Nothing happened. The Grassroots recorded it, and they had the hit on it. So what are you gonna do? You win some and you lose quite
When
a
you met
few.
when you met Mr. Sinatra at the Copa,
Right.
you also retained a lifelong friendship with him, no?
Yes, I did. Yeah. He was sitting at a table with Sammy Kahn and Jimmy Van Heusen, two marvelous lyricist songwriters,
Hmm.
Richard Conte and Joe DiMaggio. And
Wow.
Jules Padel, uh, we walked up, and Jules Padel said to Mr. Sinatra, "Frank, I want you to meet the kid." And Sinatra turned around with those blue eyes. He put out his right hand. He said, "How you doing, Robert?" Called me Robert. I said, "Fine, Mr. S. How are you?" He says, "I'm wonderful. Would you care to join us?" And I
Oh,
sat there in Italian. I sat there like a Mama Luke. I didn't do, too well. I was like this.
of course.
And, and about like 2, 3 minutes later, Sinatra turned to me and he said, "What do you drink, Robert?" I said, "Coke." I figured if I said Scotch or water, I get smacked in the face. But we retained a marvelous relationship, from, my God, when I was 19. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. Well, listen, on that note with Mr. Sinatra, we're going to take another really quick break. Don't go away,
Okay.
everybody. Don't go away because we're going to have more with Bobby Rydell. So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God.
Coaster's Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222. Fortunato's Pizza and Restaurant is located at 719 Hawkins Avenue in Ronkonkoma. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. They do free deliveries to Ronkonkoma, Lake Ronkonkoma, Lake Grove, Center Reach, Nesconstant, Holbrook, and Selden. And they do catering for all occasions. Remember, mention Tea Time and get 10% off your entire order. So, Fortunato's Pizza. Move you pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love it.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm so excited because this is season 2, episode 1 of Tea Time. I want to thank Fortunato's Pizzeria and Restaurant. They're located in Ronkonkoma and they deliver to like 5 surrounding towns around them. If you mention Tea Time, you get 10% off your order. So call them up, order some eggplant palms, some, I don't know, chicken franchise, and their garlic nuts to die for. Tell them Tea Time, 10% off your order. Their slogan is Move your pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza. And I want to thank Sal the Voice Valentinetti for his beautiful kind words also about Tea Time. Sal's in Florida, enjoying the winter. I'm just a little jealous. Okay. But he's nice and warm and there's no shoveling going on for him. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Mike, Jennifer Lantini, Alexis, Joe LaPerna. Thank you everyone for joining me to see the man, the legend, Bobby Rydell is with me in the house tonight. And I want to tell everyone to like the show and share it and start a watch party. And let's get this thing going. Also, if you want to advertise on Tea Time, you know, I'm supposed to say this every week. I never say it. If you want to advertise on Tea Time, I'm always looking for sponsors for my show. I'm very, very inexpensive. So get in touch with me. I'll let you know what the fees are. I'm telling you, I don't like to say the word cheap. Inexpensive. Just contact me. You get a 30-second commercial. It's played 3 times within the hour. Let's boost your business, okay? So whether you have a business or know someone who has a business, have them contact me. This is it. He's a singer. He's an actor. He's an author. He's a legend. Bobby Rydell is with me tonight. I am so excited. And you have been on so many wonderful television shows back in the day, and I have to throw out some names because I've watched all of them and I've loved all of them. But you, and these are just legendary classics. You were on the Red Skelton Show, the Danny Thomas Show, Jack Benny, Joey Bishop, George Burns, Milton Berle. I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, I can't imagine.
Yeah, you know what, Teresa? I was never on the George Burns TV show, but my first appearance in Las Vegas at the Sahara Hotel was 2 weeks with George Burns at the Sahara Hotel.
Yeah.
I was at that time, I think, 20 years old.
Wow.
And I worked with Mr. Burns for 2 weeks. Yeah, and he was absolutely wonderful. We did a song and dance together.
Wow.
He would introduce me, and I would do maybe 20 minutes. Then he would come out, and we would do this soft shoe together.
Oh,
and he would sing the song. He would sing some of these days, like Mr. Burns would do it. You know, some of these days, you're gonna miss me, honey.
yeah.
And then I would do it like Bobby Darin. I would do it like Darin. Some of these days, you're gonna miss me, baby. And then we go into a soft shoe together, and it was absolutely wonderful. And when I was done, I would come down, I would get out of my tuxedo, come down and watch Mr. Burns every night in the wings, how he delivered a line, his timing. And the end of his show, Teresa, was something I've never seen, and I probably will never ever see it again. He had Gracie Allen on audio. Now, Gracie had passed away.
Yeah.
And George Burns would say, you know, I remember back in 1935, we were working the Roxy, and you hear Gracie Allen saying, no, George, it wasn't the Roxy, it was the, you know, so on and so forth. And he would go into say, oh, you know, matter of fact, it wasn't the Roxy, it was, okay, so this went on for maybe a couple of minutes, okay? And then he's still talking to the audience, and you hear Gracie Allen saying, George, I think you've been on a little bit too long. Why don't you say good night to the audience? And he would say, good night, ladies and gentlemen. And he walked off, and I went, Holy Jesus Christ! What an end! I mean, no fanfare. Ba da 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 da. None of that. None of
Yeah.
that crap. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. And he walked off, and I went, "Oh my God! How can you ever? Who's going? Who else could do that other than George Burns?
It,
Walk out without a big fanfare." Good
yeah.
night, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Oh, it was absolutely
What a
tremendous.
class act. I mean, really, what a way to end the show with his.
Oh God, yeah,
I mean, that's just priceless,
yeah, for sure.
and so memorable. That's the whole thing,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Wow, it's amazing, amazing, amazing. You, you,
I remember my manager at the time. His name was Frankie Day. His real name Francesco Colchi, and he was a bass player, and he would always say to me, when things started happening for me in my career, he said, "You always leave them wanting. Never come back for an encore. Never come back for an encore. Always leave them wanting." So, whatever my last tune was, so let's say it was Volare,
right.
right? And I'd walk off in the band would play Volare Bows. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba, doo, ba, doo, da, blah, ba, ba, da. And I'd walk off and I never came back on again.
Right, right. They want more, they got to come back and see you at another time, please.
Absolutely.
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 The producers of Grease, the movie, is it true that they named Rydell High after you?
That's what I hear.
That's what you heard too?
I mean, what the hell do I know? It could have been Fabian High, Presley High, Everly High, Anka High.
Yeah.
And they named it after me. I mean, my God, that's wonderful.
It worked. I loved
Oh,
it.
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
No,
And my very dear friend was in the movie Frankie Avalon. He played Teen Angel.
Yes.
And he did, Beauties Will Drop Out, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Speaking about Frankie Avalon, you are part of a group called the Golden Boys.
That's correct. Yeah.
With Frankie Avalon and
Fabian.
And you were touring obviously before COVID.
We started that show back in 1985. 3 Italian kids from South Philadelphia.
What?
Fabian and I lived on 11th Street, and Frankie lived on 9th Street. So Dick Fox, who was my manager at the time, he wanted to put 3, quote, Italian idols together. And the show was a tremendous success. I mean, we started it in 1985. And I said, Frankie and I go back. I was 10 years old. Frankie's 2 years older than me. Now, he was 12 at the time, playing trumpet. And I played drums and I did impersonations, so on and so forth. So now we do the show, and I turn to him and I call him, in Italian, Cheech, which is Frank in Italian. I said, Cheech, this is absolutely wonderful. But how long is this going to last? A year, 2 years, it's going to be over. That was 1985. It's now 2021. We're still doing the show.
What?
And it's better today than it was back in 1985.
What a beautiful thing. A beautiful, beautiful thing. And as a matter of fact, I want to see the 3 of you when you start performing again. That's something that I have to see before I die. That's on my bucket list.
Well, hopefully we're going to be back at Westbury.
Yes.
We were supposed to be there. It was canceled because of the pandemic, so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to getting back on stage again. Matter of fact, I'm going to be in Florida March 18th and 19th at a place called the Claremont Performing Arts Center. And I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I haven't worked since last March the 12th or whatever. So it's been a year since I've been off stage.
And that's in Orlando.
I'm really looking forward to it.
That's in Orlando?
Well, we fly into Orlando, and it's maybe about 25 minutes. It's called the Claremont Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
And it's me, and I think Joey D, and I think the Shirelles. So it should be, it's an oldie show. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're there.
Yeah, the Shirelles. Will you still love me
18th and 19th of March.
Wow, that's great. That's great, and I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, they had so many hits.
Listen, I know that you're
Soldier Boy.
Oh wow. Oh God. I
You
love
know,
that.
they had so many hits. My
Yeah,
God.
yeah. I actually, my girlfriend Grace and I, who were watching, we actually sing "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow" together, which is
Oh yeah. Will you still love me
yeah,
tomorrow? Yeah.
harmonized, got the harmonized going on. You I want to talk about July 9th, 2012.
Hmm.
July 9th, 2012.
Remember it well.
And this is going out to my girlfriend Jen Lantini because she has something in common with you. And
Okay.
I texted her before the show to let her know. July 12th, 2012, you underwent a double organ transplant, and
Correct.
you received 75% of a liver and one kidney. And um, Jen Lantini, who's a good friend of mine, had heart transplant. She had a heart transplant. And the
Uh-huh.
day she had it done, she considers that her second birthday. It's a rebirth. So do you consider July
Right,
9th
right.
a rebirth?
Absolutely, absolutely, Teresa. You know, I was married for 35 years. My first wife was
Yes.
Camille Quattrone,
Camille.
and Camille Carmela Quattrone, and she was Mezza Bruzzese and Mezza Calabrese, and we kept company for like 10 years, and then we got married, and
Wow.
we were married for 35 years, and then she unfortunately got breast cancer, and she passed away in 2003.
Right.
And when she passed away, I turned to the bottle because for 35 years, there was nobody I could talk to, nobody I could laugh with, nobody I could cry with, nobody I could tell stories to, so on and so forth. And I turned to the bottle to the point where I drank so much I became an alcoholic. And there was one doctor at a hospital in Philadelphia. He said to me, Bobby, this was 2010. He said, Bobby, if you don't stop drinking, he said, you're going to be dead in 2 years. I
Wow.
figured, well, what the hell? I might as well have a ball. I might as well have a ball. If I'm going to be dead in 2 years, I'm going to keep on drinking.
Right.
Well, needless to say, uh, I needed a liver and a kidney. And there was a marvelous doctor who was Italian. And he was originally from Italia, and then he studied in Pittsburgh, which is a great city for medical facilities.
Mhm.
And he came to Philadelphia at Jefferson Hospital, and his name was Cataldo Doria. And when he operated on me, he said to his wife, he says, "I'm operating on a gentleman named Baba Rydell." And the wife said, "Are you kidding? Do you know who he is?" He says, "No, I don't know." Oh my God, he's a famous thing, this, that, the other thing. Anyway, we became, excuse me, asshole buddies. You know, what a marvelous surgeon. And I remember after the surgery, the one doctor said, "You know, Bobby, you could be in the hospital for maybe a month, a couple of months recovering from
Right.
your double transplant."
Right.
Cataldo Doria, aspetta, wait, Cataldo Doria, he came into my room and he said, now I was in the hospital 10 days after my surgery, and he says, Bab, he says, I think you're going to go home in maybe 2 or 3 days. This was about, and it was, I was home like 2 weeks after my surgery.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
It's really incredible. Well, Jen Lantini, who had the heart transplant, wants you to know that her rebirth day is July 6th. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
you know what, Bobby? We're gonna take our last
Well,
commercial.
God,
We're gonna take our last
okay.
commercial break. Stay right there. Don't go away. Everyone, just stay right there, because when we come back, we're gonna have more with Bobby Rydell. We'll be right back.
Fortunato's Pizza and Restaurant is located at 719 Hawkins Avenue in Ronkonkoma. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. They do free deliveries to Ronkonkoma, Lake Ronkonkoma, Lake Grove, Center Reach, Nesconstant, Holbrook, and Selden. And they do catering for all occasions. Remember, mention Tea Time and get 10% off your entire order. So, Fortunato's Pizza. Move you pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're going to Coasters.
Coaster's Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. Season 2, Episode 1 with Bobby Rydell. And we were just talking about how he has a rebirth day of July 9th. And you not only exceeded the doctor's expectations of how well you healed.
Right.
Is it true that 6 months later you were on stage singing in Vegas?
That's right. Absolutely. 6 months later, I was on stage in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Now, my stamina wasn't all that great, but my chops were wonderful. My singing chops were absolutely great, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. Just
it's
incredible.
Yeah.
You know, what a comeback. I mean, to do it in Vegas, you know. Just amazing. It's just
You know what? You know who came to see me?
Who?
Steve Lawrence.
Love him.
Yeah, tell me about it. Other than Sinatra, he's my all-time favorite singers, Steve Lawrence. So he's in the audience that I had a liver and a kidney, and then a year later I had a heart transplant, all right, a double bypass. So he stands up, he said, "Yo, Bob," he said, "you had a kidney, a liver transplant, you had a heart, you had your nose fixed, you had the," he said, Are you sure you're the real Bobby Rydell?" Steve Lawrence is a funny guy.
Oh.
He's absolutely hilarious. Have you ever seen him on the Carol Burnett shows?
I have.
My God. Forget singing. I mean, he's a comedian too. He's so damn funny. Oh my God. And I'm happy to say that he's a very, very dear friend.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. I want to get to your book, okay?
Okay.
Your book, you wrote a book called Bobby Rydell, Teen Idol on the Rocks.
Correct.
A Tale of Second Chances.
That's correct.
It was written with Alan Slutsky, correct?
Correct, yes. Alan Slutsky also did a documentary on Standing in the Shadows of Motown, you know, with the Funk Brothers.
Right.
Yeah, and Alan is the great musician. And prior to the book coming out, we spent a year and a half at my house, you know, just putting things down, tape recording, little notes. And I said to Alan, Alan, I don't want this to be any bullshit, man. I want this to come from my heart. I want it to be very, very sincere. Right. And I want the people to know what went on in my life, my family, my children, so on and so forth. Right. And I'm very, very happy with the way the book came out. And it's for those of you who have either read the book or want the book, you can go to BobbyRydell.com.
Right, that's what I was just going to say. You could go to BobbyRydell.com. It's on Amazon.
Correct.
You got to get the book. I'm
really proud of it, Teresa. I mean, I poured my heart out. I really did. It's very honest. It's very sincere book.
Yeah. I can't wait to get it. I'm going to get it. I can't wait to get it. Unfortunately, I didn't get it in time for tonight, but you know what? I can't wait to read it, really. And
you'll love it. You'll love it, Teresa.
It's on its way, and I can't wait to, I'm sure it's a page turner, you know?
It's a very easy read. It's a very, very easy read, and you'll love it. You'll love it once you get it.
You find that writing this book was very cathartic for you, and it made you look at certain things in your life that maybe you
Well,
didn't.
absolutely. I wanted all my fans out there, God bless them all, who's been with me since 1959 for crying out loud, 60 some odd years, to let them know what really went on in my life. I mean, they all knew Bobby Rydell as a teenage idol, a pompadour, a smile on the face, records, Kissing Time, Volare, Wild One, Swinging School, so on and so forth. But they really didn't know the real Bobby Rydell, what really happened throughout my entire life. Yeah. So this is, once again, it's a book that I'm very, very proud of. And I think all of the fans out there will honestly get a good look into what, my heart, my family, my children, what they all meant to me,
It's more intimate.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. It's like, I'll tell you what, if you read the book, and I've heard this from a lot of people who have read the book, like, it seems like I'm in their living room talking to them about my
Wow.
life.
Oh my God, that is
Yeah.
great.
So, and that's the way we wanted the book to come out.
Nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
for sure.
I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Gracie's Aunt Pauline is watching. Hello, Aunt Pauline. Thank you everyone for watching the show. Please like it. Please share it. Get it out there. Start a watch party. Bobby Rydell, legendary Bobby Rydell, who I grew up watching. My parents, also my dad, I told you, is going to be 86. My mom's going to be 83. They grew up with you, love you. They're going to be married 63 years in October.
Oh, wow. God
Yeah.
bless.
I said to my mother, that's like eating chicken for 63 years. Don't you feel like a hamburger?
What, they don't have any scuttle and beans for crying out loud?
He says, you got to learn to make chicken a lot of different ways.
Hey.
Listen, Bobby, I want to talk about, listen, I know you said you did Bye Birdie, and you're more obviously a singer than an actor, but let's give you some creds, because on top of Bye Birdie, in 1999, you did do Mr. Rock and Roll, which was the Alan Freed story.
Yeah, that was Fabian and me. We
Yes.
did that we filmed that in Toronto, Canada.
Yes, loved it, saw it, loved it. And 2016, I'm watching, well, not in 2016, the other night I'm watching a movie that was put out and made in 2016. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you were in the movie The Comedian with De Niro? I know it's you, Bobby.
I think I was on screen for about a second.
You were standing next to De Niro.
Matter of fact, I was sitting down. It was a break, and I'm sitting at this table. It was supposed to be an autograph section, somewhere. And De Niro comes out, and he comes up to me, and he said, "Bobby, Robert De Niro." And I looked up. I said, "Yeah, I know." And he was wonderful. He took pictures with me, my wife, the director. He was absolutely wonderful, And he's not a big guy. He's a little guy.
You listen, Bobby. When we have 2 minutes, we have 2 minutes left in the show. Again, I want to tell everyone to get your book, Bobby Rydell, Teen Idol on the Rocks, A Tale of Second Chances. Get it.
A Tale of Second Chances, right.
A Tale of Second Chances. I myself know what that's like. A lot of my fans and my listeners and watchers know that 6 years ago next month, I had brain surgery.
Oh my God, really, Teresa?
I had a brain tumor, and I had brain surgery, and next month will be 6 years for me. So
God bless.
I know what it's like to be blessed, be here for a reason, and just to love on everyone in your life that you're supposed to love on. You know what I mean?
Are you sure you're Sicilian?
I'm 100% Sicilian, Bobby.
Because, if you're Calabrese, we call them Cavados. Hardheads, Cavados,
I know.
So maybe you're part Calabrese as well. You never know.
I don't know. But listen, I want everyone to
It's not far from Sicily.
I know.
You got Calabria over here, and you can swim 100 yards, and you're in Sicily.
You skip and jump, I know. But listen, I want everyone to get your book on BobbyRydell.com. Go to Amazon. Get this book. I can't wait to read it. Seriously. Bobby, we are out of time. I want you to stay there. I want to thank everyone who tunes in tonight. thank you. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your love and support. Please, again, like the show, share it, start a watch party. This is the greatest way I could ever start season 2, episode 1 with you. And it meant the world to me for you to take time out to spend with me on my show.
Teresa, it was an absolute pleasure, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bobby. Stay right there. I want to thank everyone for watching tonight. I am so blessed. I really am. I want you to tune in next week, people. I'm going to have one of the Baldwin brothers here with me, and I'm not telling you who. You're going to have to tune in. All right? How you like that little teaser? Okay, so listen. Stay safe. Wear a mask. And just God bless everybody. See you next week. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.